All right, hey everybody. Okay, so listen, I said I was gonna come on here and talk to you guys today, y'all. When I tell y'all I'm overheated right now, I'm overheated because it is hot out here. Right now, my dash is currently reading 85 degrees, but it feels like it's 107 out here. Okay, but listen, so I just had the most amazing time at Lowe's. Like, how do you have fun at Lowe's? My husband wasn't even with me at Lowe's, okay? But I had a good time at Lowe's. I talked to Miss Angela. I don't even remember the Spanish lady that we spoke with, but she was amazing, and y'all will see that. I'm sure y'all already seen it if you already seen the video before this one. And then it was another lady that we spoke with before I left that actually rung me up to leave. And then it was another man that spoke to us when Miss Angela was standing there talking, because he has a raccoon problem, so he was looking for like the grating to go around his veggies. And so we were sitting there, we were talking, standing there talking, right? And I just started to just think about just some of the stories that she was telling me and stuff like that, about how good God is. God is like so amazing in reference to how he takes care of his people. But I was saying today, after doing these recordings, that I wanted to I was going to come on here and tell y'all and give y'all some encouragement. And I said I was going to go live too today. I just don't know what time. I'm going to wait until after my husband called me. Once my husband called me, then I'll go live afterwards. But I'll put something up to say, hey y'all, I'm about to go live. But one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys was about wisdom. And I seen this video yesterday, and the guy was like, so I put this in the dirt and it started growing. I put this in the dirt and it started growing. I put this in the dirt and it started growing. I put this in the dirt and it started to grow. I put this in the dirt and it started to grow. And he was pointing out all these different things that he put in the dirt, and it was like cuts of something or parts of something. And I started to think about just different things in reference to propagation. Propagation is literally like the same exact thing. You take and you cut a piece and you put it into water or dirt so that it can, usually water, so that it can produce the roots to start a whole new plant on its own. And I started to think about just dirt in general, and I was like, so many of us, we run from dirt, meaning we run from areas where we have to be buried in something that's not clean. And a lot of times what we go through is almost like something that's not clean, and it can produce roots that can be something amazing. But very often we try to skip the hard part, which is being planted or pushed into something that will help us grow. And I started to think, I was like, man, I told my husband last night, I said, I'm gonna go get some dirt, because I need to put these plants that I brought last week into the dirt. We got rain every single day last week. When I say every single day, I mean every single day it rained last week. And I did not have the plants in the dirt, but they still grew. Lady K, what does this have to do with encouragement? It has everything to do with encouragement. Some situations you will grow. It will cause for you to be placed in dirt. But some situations you don't have to be replanted to grow. Some situations you can grow right where you are, but at some point or another, God is going to take you out of where you are and transition you into a new planter. That new planter has much more space. But just like it has much more space, it's going to have much more dirt. And just like it's going to have much more dirt, it's going to give you the capacity to be able to grow the way that you need to and the way that you should, because God is calling for a season in your life where you have to grow tremendously. And whether you want to believe it or not, you're going to need every single part of what God is doing. You cannot take some parts out and pick and choose what parts you want to have. You cannot do that. Where the Lord is calling you, you're going to need every stage of every piece of everything to get to this place and where he's calling you to get to. And in spite of what people may make you think, that, oh, oh, you don't deserve to go through that. You don't deserve. Yeah, a lot of us don't deserve to go through half the things we go through. Yet, God still sees fit for us to go through it. Why? Because he said what the enemy meant for evil, I can make it work out for your good. God, how is that? How can you make what the enemy meant for evil work out for my good? Because I can take something evil and I can use that evil thing to produce something amazing in you. What is it? How? How is it, Lord? How is it that you can take all of my shame, all of my disappointments, all of my shame, all of my disappointments, all of the times that I didn't feel good enough, all of the times that I was less than, all of the times that I didn't feel adequate for the calling. How can you take all of that and make it work out for my good? And you know what I hear the Lord say? Look at you now. Look at you now. You didn't think you was going to make it as far as you are today. You didn't think that the Lord was going to take that mess and everything that you went through and make you look the way that you look today. And somebody might say, Lady K, how do I look? I'm living with somebody. Lady K, how do I look? I'm going through a divorce. Lady K, how do I look? My kids is all over the place. Lady K, how do I look? My marriage is falling apart. Lady K, how do I look? I ain't got no job. I'm unemployed. But you in your right mind. You came across this video today and you didn't come across it just because you just wanted to and you was just scrolling. Matter of fact, I'm going to make sure I don't put no hashtags with this just so that it can reach the people that it's meant to reach. But I want you to look at yourself right now. You may not be where you want to be. Shoot, I feel like there's a place that I want to be and I'm not where I want to be either. However, I know I'm not where I was 2 years ago. However, I know I'm not where I was 30 years ago. Well, clearly I wasn't, because, okay. But I'm saying all of that to say you are in a much better place in your life. And while you are complaining about your hardship, there's somebody who has a situation that's much worse than yours, and they can't get out, and they cannot hear this message. And this message has not reached them and may not never reach them. And they don't realize that God is taking them right now and placing them in dirt because he wants them to grow tremendously. But he wants them to have the capacity to grow. He wants their roots to be deep. He wants their roots to be far. But most of all, he wants their roots to be the very thing that keeps them in place to grow in areas, in atmospheres that most people can't. But I want to encourage you on today to know, in spite of it all, look at you now. Somebody need to say, look at me now. I know I'm not where I want to be, but I know I ain't where I used to be. And to God be the glory for using every single thing that the enemy meant for evil to make it work out for my good. I thank the Lord for every place and position that I may have doubted myself. You know why? Because I'm doubting me, but I ain't doubting him. I'm not doubting him. I might doubt who I am, but I will never doubt who the Lord is. So with that being said, I want y'all to know that today has the ability to be an amazing day. How you see it is how it will produce. What are you producing in this season? Are you producing fruits and vegetables? Because the Bible says you shall know them by the fruit that they bear. Or are you just producing your flowers and you calling it a day? Meaning, are you just producing cute stuff? Or are you producing things that have the ability for people to eat on, digest, and grow? What's in you have the ability for people to eat on, to digest, and to grow. You have something amazing in you, and I just want you to look at yourself now. Look at me now. Look at me now, smiling, and all 32 showing. Amen.